Right then, Jaguar XF Prestige. So we're on the Prestige edition of these now, not the Sport. So a couple of different tweaks and changes to the previous XF I've just reviewed, mainly being the engine difference alongside some notable styling differences. But I think the styling quite works, certainly with the Prestige edition, because it looks a lot more sleek, a bit more businessy than it does sporty, really, hence the name. So I think Jaguar have really sort of nailed the branding on that front. Now, the engine is that 2-litre 4-cylinder engine instead of that 3-litre V6, but some good, I guess, points to note that it is a 2-litre, not a 3-litre, and that certainly will be well within your bankroll, because your wallet's going to be really well looked after. It can produce a combined MPG of 68.9. That is astonishing MPG return, yet it still produces 161 brake horsepower with a 0 to 60 time of around 8 to 8.2 seconds. So not the quickest, but definitely not a slouch. You're not going to be noticing the fact that it's slow, because it isn't. It's still a fairly quick-ish car, not obviously to the 3-litre V6 standard, but I think it's a fair compromise of the power difference that you're going to be saving a lot of pennies along the way. Just a note on the styling then, I'm a really big fan of the XF as a whole, really. I think they're a very good, attractive looking saloon. I mean, the brand now, the XF, has been running for multiple years, and even the older ones still look really modern, which is nice. So, you know, if you bought this 2016 registered one, in 5 to 6 years or so, it will still look a bit sharp and modern. So for me, that's a really big selling point personally when I'm looking for a vehicle, is the longevity of its looks and functionality, which I think this car absolutely nails. Full service history, and I mentioned displayed in an excellent condition throughout. Rhodium silver, or rhodium, I think. Anyway, it's a bright silver paint, just to note. It's a really bright looking vehicle, this, with those 17-inch 15-spoke alloy wheels. I think give it a really nice, sleek, modern look. Privacy glass all around, with some really nice chrome trims and accents running right around the vehicle. It's a very bright, attractive looking car, certainly one that will catch your eye when it's on the road. Interior spec, Jag excel at this, really. There's so many creature comforts and toys for you to play with, really well spec'd as standard. To note, parking and driving aids, I've got reverse camera with front and rear sensors. I've got cruise control and lane assist as well. Xenon lights as well, so you're really well taken care of in terms of all your driver aids and functionality there. Within your infotainment system, I like the Jaguar infotainment system. I think the screen looks really nice. It's sharp, it's modern, it's very bright, and thankfully there's lots of buttons for me to play with as well, so you're not so distracted off the road when you're trying to fiddle with your temperatures like we are now, because it's 28 degrees. So me and Harry are almost like we're in a sauna currently, mate, in truth, so I'm just going to turn that down for us. But it's really easily accessible. The functionality is great, the usability, it's pretty spot on in truth, and it still does look pretty modern for a vehicle, obviously, that now is coming up to sort of 8 years old in transparency. So yeah, well within that, I've got navigation, Bluetooth, DAB radio, all your other creature comforts you'd expect within there. The seats themselves are heated, really big fan of these. They are the perforated Taurus leather. They're really comfortable, and they're pretty good. I like the design, I think they look good. I like perforated leather as well. It just looks a lot cooler on the eye, doesn't it? Gloss black veneer. The interior in terms of the actual design is stunning. Jaguar probably are up there with Mercedes in my opinion. The stunning wraparound dash, everything's leather, everything you touch is really, really well made. The trim themselves, the aluminium trim that runs around it, is called Morse code aluminum, or aluminium depending on where you're situated in the world. But as you can feel it's all a bit bobbly. You can sort of, don't know what it's saying. Maybe it says Jaguar or something. I don't know. I don't speak Morse code. Do you speak Morse code? No. I don't know. You do speak Morse code, do you? But I don't just say anything, do I? It's just that ridiculous. We try and do it in one take, and sometimes you do one take, you just speak noise, and that's quite literally what's left my mouth. For some bizarre reason, probably not so bizarre to you having to deal with me every day, I've managed to confuse Morse code and Braille, which is outrageous. So I need to issue an apology to anyone who's blind and knows Braille, and probably an apology to any veterans that's still alive from World War II that solely relied on it to converse and convey messages across the Western Front. So my sincere apologies. What a load of utter rubbish that's left my mouth, and I think we just got to carry on the video, haven't we, at this point? I think that's a possibility. Anyway, it's Morse code aluminum or aluminium, depending on where you are. Really big fan of the interior, as I mentioned. Everything, the fit and finish is great. And one of the most key famous features for Jaguar interiors is the fact that the air vents do a little spin every time you turn them on, so that's really nice. I'm a really big fan of this vehicle. You've got mood lighting as well, dual zone climate control, all your other creature comforts I mentioned, power folding mirrors, electric mirrors, auto dimming lights, auto dimming mirrors, sorry, auto lights and wipers. It's such a well-spec car standard. The steering wheel, I've noted occasionally on Jaguars, I think are perfect because it's just the right amount of thickness for me. And the buttons, functionality, everything's really easily accessible. I'm a really big fan of this vehicle. It performs great as well. There's loads of headroom. Like I said, I'm just over 6'1", or just about 6'1". The seats in the back are comfortable as well, loads of boot space. I think it just offers great value for money, and this is what this car is now. It's superb value for money. It's a lot of prestige, a lot of badge for not a lot of money. Harry bet me that I was going to mention that, and I've said it, so there we go. Anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give us a like, comment and subscribe. It's available. We'll put a note in the description when it's sold. If it's a car you're after, speak to Jack or Craig in sales. They'll be able to look after you. Thanks for watching.